Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every weekday afternoon from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over the airwaves of Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. The number to call up, as always, is 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888-623-3646. Awful lot of stuff going on in the world of sports this Monday afternoon. Obviously, huge NFL Sunday took place. Definitely we'll be talking about that as the show progresses. Chris Bosh and the Miami Heat essentially saying that they're moving forward, that they don't anticipate that Chris Bosh will be playing for them because they don't anticipate that the career of Chris Bosh will continue. We'll discuss that a little bit later on in the show as well. Obviously, there's a huge debate going on tonight, and I'm interested in knowing who folks think the winner of that debate is going to be. Not asking you about your politics, not asking you who you're voting for. I'm asking, simply put, who you think is going to win tonight's debate, since over 100 million people are anticipated to watch. But, by the way, there is a Monday Night Football game coming on. That game is on ESPN. And, oh, by the way, there's this beautiful, magnificent app called the Watch ESPN app. And since I have a show right here on SiriusXM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, it's also important to point out that Mad Dog Radio, NFL Radio, and other platforms on the SiriusXM, in the SiriusXM stratosphere, will be airing that game for you tonight. So make sure you tune in to that as well. It would be inappropriate and disrespectful, as far as I'm concerned, inhumane, to start this show off anywhere other than where I'm going. And that is on an incredibly sad note, because we lost two individuals in the world of sports that produced in such a fashion that their passings will resonate in our mind and our hearts for years and years to come. Arnold Palmer, on one side of the stratosphere, was 87 years of age. He obviously graced us with his presence on a golf course for decades. We have nothing but the utmost respect for him. Tribute to him and his greatness for all that he did for us. Watching sports throughout the years, his passing will stay with us for quite a long time. Because obviously with him being gone, having passed away at the age of 87, he'll be missed greatly, yet greatly appreciated for all of his exploits throughout the decades. And obviously, that will resonate with all of us. Born in 1929, Arnold Palmer passed away yesterday afternoon at the age of 87. Go to ESPN.com, look at complete coverage of remembering Arnold Palmer. I'm quite sure you'll be enlightened by watching that. Then, of course, it's something else. The passing of a Miami Marlins sensation, 24-year-old Jose Fernandez, who passed away in a boating accident in the wee hours of Sunday morning at the age of 24. This story resonates with me because obviously anytime somebody passes away, your heart just goes out to their loved ones, their family members, etc. And you find yourself appreciating greatly the things that they've done throughout their illustrious careers and their lives. In the case of Jose Fernandez, let's face reality, it resonates significantly differently. He's 24 years of age. He tried to defect from Cuba on at least 2 occasions before succeeding a third time at the age of 15. I think that was like 2007. He was drafted in the first round by year 2011. He was drafted in the first round. By the year 2013, he was the rookie of the year. And before his passing yesterday, he had been a 2-time All-Star. He had had 253 strikeouts this season, averaging like 12 per 9 innings. His ERA was hovering around 2.68. This year was 286 with a 16-8 record. He was absolutely phenomenal. But more importantly than that, he seemed to be the kind of guy that galvanized a community. Cubans everywhere, but specifically in Miami, loved him, adored him, revered him. He meant so much to their community. When I see a guy like my friend Dan Le Batard talking on ESPN this morning, literally crying on Sports Center, barely able to hold himself together. What do you say? Eduardo Perez, baseball analyst for ESPN, whose family members, his parents knew Jose Fernandez, talking about how his father screamed no as if he had just lost a child. And obviously, the Cuban community in Miami and beyond are devastated by this news. But the reality is we all should be. Because I think we all can agree 24 years of age is entirely too short of a span for your life to be snatched away from you. And that's where an innate belief in God or a higher power for those of you who are not Christian becomes ever more necessary. Because you sit back and you think about these are the times where faith prevents you from asking those questions. How could this happen? Why did this happen? Etc. And that's what happened here. Jose Fernandez was a phenomenal pitcher, but when you see footages of him talking with Barry Bonds and playing around with his teammates and, just those kind of things, it just hits home about what he meant to that team, what he meant to the organization, what he meant to the community. And to see Don Mattingly, the manager, tearfully address the media, to see Dan Le Batard, to see Eduardo Perez, to see guys around the sport of Major League Baseball during their moments of silence yesterday, paying tribute tearfully to Fernandez, you get some kind of inclination as to what he meant to Major League Baseball, to the Cuban community and beyond. And so, on behalf of everybody here at SiriusXM, on behalf of my staff here on the Stephen A. Smith Show, we extend our heartfelt condolences to all those who knew Fernandez and are pained excruciatingly so by his loss. Of course, we share the same sentiments towards Arnold Palmer. But when you're 87 years of age and you've achieved what he's achieved and you've passed away peacefully, it just hits you differently than when a 24-year-old loses his life and his body is found either on the boat or in the water at age 24 with his whole life ahead of him. They even tell a story one time about how Jose Fernandez was coming from Cuba and he saw somebody struggling to survive in the waters. He literally jumped in the water to save that person, only to find out that it was his mother that he had actually saved. He didn't know that when he jumped in the water. He didn't know it was her. He just thought it was somebody that needed his help. And that's what he went and did. He helped them. So the way it sounds and the way it seems, if indeed there truly is a heaven, we know where to look for Jose Fernandez. God bless him. God bless his soul. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. Transitioning to some of the football action that took place yesterday afternoon, I must contend to you that in light of what I just spoke about, I am reminded about how these are just games. And so, as passionate as I am, and as loquacious and outspoken as I may be, understand that I'm just speaking about things in sports parlance. I'm fully aware of the fact that there's a huge schism that exists between the real world and the world of sports. Having said that, I must tell you that watching the Pittsburgh Steelers play against the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday, I am a diehard Steelers fan, lifelong. First football game I ever saw was the Immaculate Reception by Franco Harris. I believe that was 1972 because I was 5 years old. I have seen the Steelers losing an AFC Championship game when Mark Malone was quarterbacking the team, and he was going up against a second-year player in Dan Marino that just lit the Steelers up. I recall Neil O'Donnell throwing an interception in the Super Bowl against my hated Cowboys, which made me want to throw up for weeks. I even recall Tom Brady and the New England Patriots dropping 51 points on Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers once upon a time, just a few years back. And knowing there are memories like that that still resonate through my soul, knowing that there are memories like that that I have had to endure, never, ever, in all my years watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, have I been more ashamed than I was yesterday. The Steelers, for this one particular afternoon, looked like an atrocity. They got beat down. They got punked. They got schooled. They got their hearts snatched out of their chest. They looked like they gave in. They looked like they gave up. And I got to tell you, it was just embarrassing to watch. I have never been that ashamed of watching the Steelers. No fight in them whatsoever. Now, we all know I'm a Mike Tomlin fan. He's my favorite coach in the entire NFL. Bill Belichick's the best, but he's my favorite. I love Mike T. It was not a good day for him yesterday. Doug Peterson, in combination with Jim Schwartz, who has proven to be an exceptional coordinator, albeit a glorified coordinator disguised as a head coach when he was in Detroit. He seems to be where he's supposed to be because this man could coach some defense. They collaborated and combined to outcoach Tomlin and Keith Butler, the defensive coordinator. Was not a good day for Butler. Was not a good day for Tomlin. But even more so, it was on the players. Because I know, if nothing else, Mike T got fight in him. Where were the players? Where were the players? I'll give D'Angelo Williams a pass. He's 33 going on 34 years old, if I remember correctly. Oldest running back in the NFL. Had about 26 carries, both games 1 and 2. Very, very plausible that he may have been fatigued. He's too old for that workload. Fair enough. Antonio Brown, 12 receptions, 140 yards. Some of the meaningless 12 reception game, one of the meaningless 12 reception games I've ever seen. Marcus Wheaton. Boy, you lucky your last name ain't Weed, because I would have thought you were on the weed, considering how many drop passes you had yesterday. It was 3, I counted. 3. And one of them was a touchdown, early, which could have shaped the complexion of the game, and you ruined that. Offensive line, my God. I mean, could Fletcher Cox have looked more formidable? I'm talking to you, DeCastro. And I like you, and I like the fact that you got your money. Bad day yesterday. Bad day. Marcus Gilbert, what about you? You gave up a sack too. Where's the run blocking? Where's the pass protection? Where was it? I didn't see it. But we all know, as pathetic as that was, considering the fact that the Steelers scored just 3 points on the afternoon, nothing was more pathetic than that defense. A week ago, I was talking about the Steelers as Super Bowl, and they could beat the Patriots. Let me pump the brakes on that. My goodness. I mean, can it get any worse? I mean, come on. And I don't want to hear about Martavis Bryant being gone. We knew that before the game. It's not that you lost, it's how you lost. It's not that you went down, it's how you went down. That's what we're talking about here. I mean, it was just a disgraceful performance. It was embarrassing. I must admit I was ashamed to be a Steelers fan. I couldn't believe the way they got stomped, the way they got beat down, the way they got embarrassed. I was ashamed of this team. Ashamed. Le'Veon Bell couldn't get back quick enough. But you still need help in that secondary. No pass rush whatsoever. Nobody sniffed at Carson Wentz. I mean, did you see this brother stepping back? Listen, Carson Wentz stepped back, and before he threw a pass, he dropped back in the pocket. He called this woman. He called his mama and told her what he wanted for dinner. He called his boys and said, I might meet y'all at the bar after the game. You know, I mean, he did everything before he threw passes. That's how much protection he had. I mean, it was just disgraceful. Jordan Matthew running all over the field like he's Jerry Rice. Darren Sproles, I don't know what the hell he looked like. Was it Emmitt Smith 1 minute, Billy White Shoes Johnson the next, primetime Deion Sanders the next? I don't know what the hell he looked like. It just looked like an all-pro. Offensive line just sitting up there giving Carson Wentz all the time in the world. I mean, my Lord, he might have went to KFC, Popeyes, and McDonald's before he threw a damn pass. I mean, it was that embarrassing. Shazier hurt. Jarvis Jones get hurt. Timmons gets hurt. I mean, it got to the point where I thought they were faking it just because they were getting their butts whipped so bad they didn't want to be out there any longer. I mean, it was that bad. Damn it. I can't believe this. But it's just 1 week. And I hope that somehow, some way, things will get better. But I'll tell you this. Right now, the clear-cut favorites in the AFC are New England and Denver. Because Trevor Siemian looks great. Patriots are winning without Tom Brady. And he's about to come back in 2 weeks. I mean, what the hell is that about? And the Jets, Lord, I know Kansas City is formidable. And hats off to Andy Reid. 6 interceptions, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Carlton in Massachusetts. Do not hide. Make sure you call into this show today. Carlton in Massachusetts. Do not hide. You with your Ryan Fitzpatrick pom-poms. Stop. Show yourself today. 6 interceptions. You've got some explaining to do. I see some callers on the line, including my man Skip, a.k.a. Rick, calling in to talk about the Cowboys. Oh, now you're fine. I haven't seen you, heard from you in months. Oh, but I found you now because the Cowboys won a game over the pathetic Bears. Oh, shut up. It was the Bears, Cowboys fans. It was the Chicago Bears. Whole bunch of stuff to talk about today. Looking forward to doing just that. But I'll tell you this. Look, man, I work for ESPN as well as SiriusXM Radio. And I love me some Monday Night Football. Please don't get me wrong. By the way, Max Kellerman and I debut on Monday Night Football tonight. You know, we'll have like a 1.5 to 2 minute debate during halftime of Monday Night Football. So check it out. Appreciate the love. Don't miss it. But I got to admit to you, I'm going to be using the Watch ESPN app. I ain't missing this Donald Trump versus Hillary Rodham Clinton debate. I ain't missing it, y'all. We ain't here to talk politics. This is a sports show. I'm not asking you to take any position whatsoever. But I really, really, really want to know, who do y'all think is going to win tonight's debate? And what will it take to win the debate? Because you see, if you're Hillary, former First Lady, former Senator of New York, former Secretary of State, you know all the issues, and you know them inside out. And your intellectual brilliance is not to be questioned. To me, somebody like Trump, who people have questioned as to whether or not he knows the issues, you got to attack that in order to win the debate. And more importantly, you've got to follow the strategy that you mentioned during the Democratic National Convention. Anyone who can be baited by a tweet is not fit to be the president of the United States. So you've got to bait Donald Trump. But if you're Trump, who's a master at changing the narrative and personalizing it and becoming insulting while humorous all at the same time, that's what you got to try to pull off here. But you have to do so in a manner that isn't deemed misogynistic or disrespectful to women. Because, fellas, contrary to what we want to believe, women are the real power in this world because they're the ones who go to the voting booth more than we do. At least if you read some of the reports that I've heard about. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins the debate. I mean, this is like y'all, this is like a Super Bowl matchup. They talk about 100 million people going to watch this thing. It's going to be very interesting. I got to admit it. I can't wait. I'm telling you that right now. My eyes will be darting like I'm watching a tennis match. I'll be watching football and the debate and football and debate and football. I'm going back and forth. I ain't missing this debate. I'm telling you right now, Lord willing. I'm telling you right now, I ain't missing it. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful Monday it is. Excluding the news about Jose Fernandez and Arnold Palmer, of course. So much to talk about. Les Miles getting fired. Brian Kelly on the hot seat at Notre Dame. Chris Bosh again. His career may be coming to an end. The list goes on and on. So much to talk about. So little time. But we'll find it right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Sirius XM. Mad Dog Sports Radio. Channel 82. Back with more in a minute.
Clear.
Hello, people. Michael Debergales, Cowboys. Oh, stop it. Shane Grace, SAS, go live after the debate. I don't know about that. It might be dangerous to me, Shane. Vernon Wade, I can wait. They're gonna tell lies anyway. Oh, please stop it, man. Cameron Plus, you are hilarious. I try to be. Edgar Duarte, Hillary is a clone Cowboys. I don't know about that. LaShawn Evans, shout me out, Stephen A. There's your shout out. Anthony Gossaran, Saints. Will Reynolds, Brian Kelly needs to be fired immediately. 1-3 record is not good. I'll give you that. Losing to Duke, damn. Dre Sean Reddick, what you think about my Ravens? 3-0 is 3-0. Got to give credit where credit is due. All right. Philip Nelson, bear down. What does that mean? Andy Nelson, Vikings win the division. You're right. You might have me there. That defense is big time. No question about it. Musa Posoa, Skins have potential. Horrible defense. That's fair. Cameron Evans, Pat Super Bowl winners this year. Stephen A. Maybe. Leonardo Lopez, you're the man, nothing but love. I got you. Got it. Check y'all later. Peace and love.